This new island is seemingly peaceful. There are statues, sanctuaries, and is actually revealed to be the home of the Seven. Well, that is until the Imagined Order begin to drill through the island and make their stand on the flip side. The Seven are sick and tired of this back and forth action, and both factions call upon a full-fledged war, but the Seven aren't ready. They don't have all of their members of their group. They're still missing the Paradigm, the Origin, as well as the Sisters, so an initiative begins to get back the Paradigm. Many members don't agree with this, as the Paradigm did work with the Imagined Order a while back, which, considering the circumstances of the war, is a very controversial move to make. In an attempt to find this member, it is uncovered that she is quite possibly dead on the ice moon from when her mech crash landed there. The scientist persists in contacting her, but despite the effort, nothing works. Instead, the Origin comes in for assistance, as well as the Sisters, who return to the Seven to assist in the war, as well as the fact that they want to get Paradigm back, and they want their memories back, despite how dark it may have all been. The Imagined Order retaliate to the Seven, back and forth yet again, by claiming various of the island's locations, but as mentioned earlier, the Seven want to take a final stand and end it. Something needs to be done to take down the Imagined Order for good, so both factions begin planning for the final strand. The Seven have all their members back except the Paradigm, and while she isn't much of use in their plan, her mech most definitely is. The Seven make their way to the ice moon and find that the Paradigm had somehow managed to survive in the cold winds. The mech is barely intact and it's completely out of power. Whilst the Seven search the ice moon, they come across the Ice King and another one of his castles. He is shocked that they've been able to make it in, and he understands that they are extremely powerful to reach his throne. He sees that they may even be a threat to the Omniverse with this power and how far they've come, and as he attempts to freeze them as part of his collection. They quickly escape and the focus is set back on powering the mech. The most effective use of doing this is to use a shard of the 0 point itself, so they hunt one down and retrieve it to the mech, powering it up and refurbishing it with new parts of designs and features. Meanwhile, the Imagined Order work on a Doomsday device that creates maximum strong energy for their weaponry. Over time, the Doomsday device continues to power up and the final battle is ready to commence. The island is approached and both sides are ready to attack with full force. With all the Seven's preparation, it still doesn't seem like they're winning, as the Imagined Order leader Geno is actually here to fight. His daughters, the Imagined and the Order, deal with him for the time being, whilst the rest of the Seven deal with their traps that the enemy set up surrounding the device. And as the mech falls through the ground in a trap set up by IO, everything seems to be failing. The main battle, which is now underground, sees Jones walking with the team towards Sloan. Although the mech is on low power, it still manages to raise its arm, and Paradigm crushes Sloan beneath the mech's hand. With Sloan gone, and all of the Imagined Order forces fought off beneath ground, the only one left to deal with is Geno. A broken up form of the man appears in the 0 point visibly, and the Foundation alongside Jones make their way through to Geno, and he's surprisingly dealt with already, at least for the time being. It turns out that when Geno and his daughter both fell into the 0 point, they began to be torn apart, having every part of their body split to a different reality of the Omniverse, as per what happens to anyone who faces this same fate. As Foundation and Jones watch these two die out, it's no true end for Geno. As mentioned several times, he has full understanding and access to all of the Omniverse, so he's quickly able to reassemble himself piece by piece. Although he isn't dead, he's extremely weak. The Foundation and Jones make their way back to Reality Zero. With victory finally in the hands of the Seven, a party celebrating the win commences on the island, and the 0 point is finally set free. It grows itself into a reality tree and sits as a seed in the center. It is now free to open up to any universe, allowing for a diverse community within this island, which you'd assume would be a good thing. Yeah, as if. The 0 point is now more susceptible than ever, and it begins to send warnings to loopers of what's to come, but they're also distress signals. Various relics teasing Star Wars, Indiana Jones, and even the Ice King are spotted around the island, and with each object arriving to the island, a massive shockwave occurs. As the Seven are studying these shockwaves, they begin to realize the lack of communication within their group. Origin isn't giving any orders, Foundation isn't answering calls. The Seven begin to get extremely concerned by all of this, as there are now only 2 of them remaining alongside a droid named Amy in which the scientist built. With only the scientist and the Paradigm remaining, it turns out that one of them somewhat understood what was going on. The scientist was actually secretly hiding away in an underground bunker with the Visitor as well as the Origin, studying a chrome-like substance spreading fast. It was said to have been there before in the island's spire-like structures. Paradigm attempts to go down to help them, but the chrome is too complex for her to understand and take down, and as the Seven are literally consumed by it, she escapes and travels through the 0 point in an attempt to get away. But what is truly going on here? It's really confusing right now, but as usual, I'm sure it'll all tie together, adding to the ever-expansive narrative of Fortnite.